I live. You can't convince me otherwise that a nap can't fix anything. It works for toddlers, so why shouldn't it work for adults? I know there are some people that have a hard time taking a nap, and they take a nap and then they wake up crankier. Me personally, I think the nap is the only thing that can save me from the brink of destruction. Anyway, I'm feeling much better now. And I did it! I turned that giant ball of yarn into a bunch of baby balls of yarn. So, it's time for winding, baby. Wind, baby, wind. Anywho, I'll go ahead and get started on that. Alrighty then, I got you guys all set up. The way I do this is I put my yarn ball in the bottom of a trash can. That way it can free roll while I'm doing it. Then thread it through and line it up and then we start winding. When I'm winding, I like to pinch the yarn as it's going through to give it a little more tension, because I feel like it's not as tight of a ball as it could be when it's caked up. My yarn winder does this weird thing where it goes underneath the lip when it gets to a certain full point. And I just have to do it really slowly at that point so that it doesn't fuse to the yarn winder. But yeah, anything much bigger than this gets stuck. But look, a cake! I'm going to pause the video and get back to rewinding the rest of these bad boys. Another one now. This one made a really fine lint. I don't know what that is. My goodness, the amount of dog hair that's coming off of this yarn is honestly baffling. And I can't help but have the morbid thought of, this has been in my house for a long time. Is this dog hair from dogs that no longer exist? Potentially. And another one down, another one down. So, I heard in China, they figured out how to clone dogs, where they take the DNA of the dog, and then they put it into the embryo of another dog. And I'm like, man, you could probably make some pretty freaky mutants with all this hair. Although I'm pretty sure they don't use hair. I think they use, blood. Hi. I'm Allie. I'm weird. I have weird thoughts. They're a frequent occurrence. So how's your week been going? Mine's been okay. The sound of the yarn winder is probably just like completely muffling my voice. Because it's closer. It's okay. I wasn't saying anything anyway. Really just yapping to pass the time. Fuck. I dropped them. I'm stacking them on an uneven surface and they fell down. Wasn't really worth dropping an F-bomb over, but I don't really have an excuse. I could blame it on the fact that I have Tourette's. Diagnosed. So I'm not just talking out my ass. That's honestly what it is. Tourette's. It's essentially just verbal farting. You could hold it in. You really could. But it would be very uncomfortable. You want to know what? The best relationships are the ones where you can fart in front of people, so if you want to have a good relationship for me, enjoy my stink. That's a bit aggressive, isn't it? I don't really care. I made a commitment to myself that I'd be myself. Because you want to know something? Sage words of advice. This is yarn winding and advice. You can't make everybody happy. You just can't. And you will genuinely drive yourself insane trying to do so. So, do what you can. And if you succeed, you succeed. And if you fail, you fail. But at least you know you tried your hardest. So, don't take it personally. I've got skin in the game. Ava Max just dropped a new song, a new album. I have been obsessively listening to it. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do without her music sometimes. Do we have any Ava Max fans in the crowd? I recently just learned that Ava Max fans are called avatars. I never look that up. Like, I'm always shocked. Like, I'm a Twice fan, and Twice fans are called onces. And, like, I listen to their music religiously. And then it's like, oh yeah, if you're a Twice fan, you're a once, because you only have to listen to them once to become their fan. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I was so confused initially when I heard the term ARMY in reference to BTS, because my friend's an ARMY, and I was just like, what? How? But anyways, last ball of yarn. That probably was too small to wind, but you want to know what? It's a little baby, and we love the little baby. That was probably a very jarring transition. Apologies, I should have warned you in advance. But here's my cakes. Here's some more cake. Here's some more cake. Now I need to figure out what color of yarn that I'm going to be using for this scarf, because none of that's going to be enough. And as hilarious as it would be to use all of those little scraps of yarn, I don't want to. So, it's time to go digging through the stash. The moustache. Are we ready for some overdramatic throwing of yarn shots? I bet you are. Yeet. I got skin in the game. Ooh, I have so much yarn. That's just the little stuff I'm throwing, by the way. I'm not going to, like, dump out my entire bin. Ooh, look, close up. Marvel at my massive pores. Thank you, Mom. I will use it eventually, I promise. My mother-in-law got that for Christmas for me. And I will do something with it, I promise. I'm working on stuff. Okay. Now, it's time to pick a color. This is a massive bin of yarn. It's going to take 2 hands to dig through it, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Diagnosis. Honestly, I don't have a lot for purples or teals colors, so I was thinking of going with green, because green's my favorite color and I have the most of it. Example A. Example B. There's also this. Pretty sure this is Karen. Simply soft. I don't know for sure, it doesn't have a label. Hardly anything ever has a label. If it does have a label, it's acrylic. It's safe to assume that 90% of my yarn is acrylic. What do you expect? I shop at Goodwill. So, it's either gray or green. But I really don't want to, like, lighten up the scarf any by adding a lighter shade of gray. I was just thinking, get this green. This green would look great, but I don't have a lot of it, so that'd be like 1 row. I could do a gradient. I always want to do a gradient. Like, anytime I'm, like, doing a ribbing or layering of, like, something, I want to do a color gradient. It's just in my DNA. Decision making. What? This is pretty close to my palette. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with this. Decision made. We're working. Now it's time for me to clean up the mess. That's the end of today's video. Bye-bye.